Hello everyone, this is BTD on BTD's channel from quitwithrage.com, and I've decided that I'm going to make this for a friend of mine who just bought the game, and he was a little frustrated last night, so I thought I'd put something together. By far I'm not a connoisseur of this area or strategy games, but I've put 100 hours in and I can definitely lend a helping hand. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take you through the very early game, and then I'm just going to load up a very late game. So let's go into load. Oop, no, don't want to do that. Straight away, make a mistake. So I'm going to set up a game. So the first thing to do is when you're choosing your civilization is try not to go for one that's ridiculous, going to be very, very hard, especially if it's your first time. So I'd say like very, very small states like the Attilia, that might be a DLC, or the Celts. It's going to be a bit harder because they're not, like, especially with the Bootcamp right here, the Celts, right? So the advantage is faith, and okay, that's a DLC, but just to give you an idea, it's not really like as good as like Rome and Julius Caesar, which is 25% production towards any building that already exists in the Celts. So that's massive, huge. Again, for Germany, upon defeating Barbarian units, which you'll do a lot in the earlier game, 50% chance if you only 25 gold. Yeah, so the bigger nations are much better in the early game, and if you're starting with civilization, I definitely recommend going with these big states. Also, the bonus items that you get are far more useful. Panzer tanks. I think Spain's also got an amazing trade network. Where is she? Is she around? Ah, oh, China, yeah. These units, these little crossbow units, bloody lethal. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to use America as my example because I've saved the game much later on. You can see how it's grown. I really like this unit. It allows you to be sort of aggressive because military units have a +1 line of sight, which is really good for if you want to check out your surroundings and you kind of want to grow quickly. Very good rifleman unit, and also a very good bombing unit as well. So mid and late games, so very well balanced. Random type. No, let's go for Brigadier just for this. Huge map. Keep the level of difficulty down, for goodness sake, if you're just starting off. And we're going to go for Epic. In fact, let's just keep it standard just for the default. The game that I load up is set to Marathon. So let's start it, and I will be quiet.
Welcome, President Washington. You lead the industrious American civilization. Formed in the conflagration of revolution in the 18th century, within 100 years the young nation became embroiled in a terrible civil war that nearly tore the country apart. But it was just a few short years later, in the 20th century, that the United States reached the height of its power. Emerge.
Brilliant. I do really love the guy who does the voiceover on this. We've been incredibly lucky. Wow. It's been a while since I said it's easy. Good grief. Okay, so why is this good? Okay, so around here, when you move your mouse around, the first thing you'll notice is just above the map here, which is a very useful tool, is that it will tell you what you've got under your mouse. So I've got plains, which when cultivating is going to give me +1. I've got ivory. I'm going to have cattle, and this is gold. Oh my god. And also the river running through allows us to build granary, not a granary, a mill, which basically uses the power of the stream here to power it. So, and here is stone. Again, this is another useful item to have nearby. So first thing I'm going to do is show you the interface. So the top right hand corner is the diplomacy view. You'll be using this a lot as you grow and you meet other civilizations to keep the peace. You can also enter trade negotiations from in here, and also discuss other civilizations with other civilizations. So it's a very important window to have. Your advisors are a pile of poo, and I hate them. And the only good that they do is put their little symbols, which they have, next to what they think you should build next, which is just a good indicator if you've not played the game before. And your social policies. So social policies are incredibly important. Now, for example, if you are going to be aggressive, you want to go with the honour tree. You don't have to go all the way to the bottom, but just hover over, see what each one gives you. So for example, under Liberty there's a free free settler. It's going to give you basically the ability to build a new town for free. Under Tradition, under Landed Elite you've got 10% growth, and under Legalism you've got a free culture building, which saves you having to build the monument. And as later on as you go, there's going to be some very, very interesting items. Some things can't be built at the same time as another. So, for example, if you've got autocracy, you can't have freedom. If you've got order, then you can't build these two. So these are like one of these guys. But if you build 5, you'll win a cultural victory through the Utopia project. So you get things to spend in here by getting culture, which is why when you first build your civilization, and it asks you, what are you going to build? You offered worker, scout, warrior, monument. Now, almost everyone who starts this game goes, I'm going to have a warrior. Oops. Let's change production.
The city screen.
Thank you. But you don't. You want to build a monument, genuinely, because that's going to increase your culture. Currently it's just +1. If you build that, that's going to jump right up to 3. And that's going to mean that in 4 or 5 turns. I mean, we're going to reach the first one anyway during the build time anyway. But oh no, we're not. 8 times 1, 8. Yeah, so it's going to allow us to reach that first cultural milestone very quickly. So I'm going to build that. This is a really good opportunity to show you the town view. So clicking on the menu here. Actually, let's just show you this. So here, Washington's my capital. You can tell because it's got a star. On the right hand side you see what the city is building and how long it's going to take. You see the city's defences, which is all determined on walls and garrisons and castles, and also about the surrounding land. So built in a mountainous area, and this would have much better defences. And this is how many civs I've got. I've got 1, and I need 8 more to grow. Cool. So grow the borders. So when you go in here, you'll be offered if you want to buy a tile. For the love of goodness gracious me, don't buy tiles, in my opinion. You should just, if you build your city well, if you ensure that you are building monuments and banks and granaries and things like that, your city will just grow. There's no need to spend money on. The money you want to spend, if you're going to spend money, just spend it on workers and scouts and warriors and things like that. Things that you just need ad hoc. So I definitely wouldn't bother trying to build this. On the top left hand side you can see what each town is contributing to your overall culture, gold and food, and this is really important to try and keep this balance, and especially if you're going particularly for a cultural victory or a scientific victory, that you see if there are any of these cities that are really slacking behind. Currently I've got no wonders, I've got pretty much no buildings, so that's not very useful. Under civilization management, I can ask them to focus on culture or focus on science once I feel like I've got enough buildings and I don't need to make any other buildings that are going to be useful for me, and they can just focus on any of these. So, but normally I don't go in there. I just let the game's normally good enough to decide for me. So this is our warrior unit, and almost every single unit will, when you've got one selected on the left hand side, you'll see a few options. Now, as it's a unit that can attack, I've got an attack option. I've got a movement mode, which you can turn on by pressing M. So M, very useful if you're using a trackpad. You can skip a go, which is the space key. Alert is very good if you just want them to stay still, but you're on someone's borders and you think they might attack you. And alert will just put them in defense mode. And again, fortify, very similar to alert. They all sort of wake up if they see an enemy, and this one's just stay still and just be defensive. So that one I think is better than that one. I'm going to set them to automate. Well, I'm not actually. That, by the way, the automated exploring is very good if you just want them to go off and explore on their own. Very good for the scout, and they're very, very effective if you're using workers. So I'm going to go down here. Now you saw there when I pressed the M key, it said 2. and over here it's 3, and over there it's 12. That's how long, that's how many turns it's going to take me to get to wherever I want to go. Now the research tree is when you first get it, you just be given a list like that. Try not just to look at that. Try and look at the entire tree, and try and build evenly. Maybe look for something in the next era, which is going to be interesting for you. So, for example, into philosophy, you really might be wanting to go for, you want to allow your land units to embark on the water. So, when you click on this, it will show you what route you need to go. So, you need to do pottery, then sailing, then optics. For me, one of the most important things is just try and get everything in the ancient and classical area as even as possible. From where we are at the moment, we've got a lot of gold, so it would, let's go into here, it would be logical to get mining on the go, because, and then trapping, because we haven't got anything around us, have we? We've got cows? Well, we've got cows down here, so it'll be a while before our boundaries reach them, so I'm really happy just to go with mining, because once we've got our workers and we've got mining in place, you can see there just above my next note it says requires mining to use, so this is logical, it makes most amount of sense, so let's just hit next. Now if I don't tell my players to move something but I've given them a previous order, and then I hit next turn, they're just going to move. So let's hit next. And we've got 1 population. Again, this helps everything. This helps our gold, helps contribute to our production. We've been very lucky here. There's another ruins here, so let's just hit next. And then the next go will allow us to get that. I'm really hoping for like a free worker or a free military unit. Oh, I've got a map. That's kind of good. So it allows us to zoom out. And we're going to meet Winterberg. No, not meeting them yet. Normally the game will pop up with a little new menu if we've met someone. Okay, let's head back around the other way. So let's just head across here. You want to watch out for barbarians in the early game and where they're cropping up near your city, because they'll just come and steal stuff. I mean, they're not very clever. If you attack them and you stand next to them, normally they won't attack back. But don't quote me on that. Sometimes they do. But once you've got your monument in place and you start to build some social policies, it's time to build some workers and then some settlers, so you can start building some cities. Because of the nature of the game, it's very easy to win through all types of victories, so scientific and cultural. Just make sure that you're entering that diplomacy view and you're talking to people, and you're not just stupidly aggressive, because being stupidly aggressive is going to get you absolutely nowhere. I'm going to set this to just set these guys just to head up here. I'm just curious as to what's up there. And then I'll set them to automate if we haven't found anything interesting. So our monument's been built, and you can see now that our culture's now jumped to 3. And our most logical build now is a worker, so we can start mining that gold here. It's more than possible just to purchase one when we get enough money, which is normally what I do in the late game. I've got enough money rolling in, I'll buy units rather than research them. I'll use my turns and my production to build buildings and wonders, especially wonders in the capital, because that really helps you in other areas. So our next research is going to be, I'm going to go with pottery, granary. Yes, I'm going to go with pottery because that allows us to provide extra food, and again that helps for growth. Nothing up here. We're in a very strong place in terms of like where we started this civilization, and there you go, look at that. Within about 1 turn I can adopt policies. The first thing I'm going to adopt is tradition, and what I'm going to do is going down like this. I'm going to do legalism, which if I do found on the city, saves me having to build that monument, and then I'm going to go for land elite, and then I'm going to be looking to getting this free settler, so I'm going to go down 1 and then down 1. So next turn. Right, okay, so here we go. I'm not going to talk about pantheons or religion because it's not relevant. Right, so if I select this unit now and hover over it, you can see it says major defeat. Now that's because on the left hand side I'm going to lose more than what they're going to lose. So it's not going to matter too much because I'll tell you why. Right, I've got a ruin.
I have some information that may be of use.
So we've got 2 barbarian encampments nearby, apparently. I don't know what the one is. Now I'm going to attack them, but it's not really matter because they're so dumb. Is that yes, I'm not going to do very well out of it, but I can just sit there and heal myself right next to them, and they're not going to do anything about it. So let's attack them. And he's going to say, oh, that didn't go very well. Yes, I know it didn't go very well. But it doesn't really matter because I can just now heal myself, which I can do from the menu up here. So you've got a new option now, Fortify. When you promote units, by the way, that menu on the left hand side, that's where you choose to go if you want to promote a unit, and you have to be within your borders. Look at that, a new social policy again. So again, let's go down this route. And we're going to reach 40 in 5 turns, which will give us an extra one that we need. Ah, crap. Okay, so this changes a bit because they will attack me ad hoc. So let's attack them first. Hopefully the unit will get promoted. Because when they're in battle and they don't die, that's when you get promotions.
Shall declare.
And there you go, you get promotion. It's tempting to heal instantly. Try not to do this if you can. Try and use these other things which add a huge amount of benefit to your units. I'm just going to heal. And we're going to choose another tech. So I'm going to go for the road in light of being next to a river to build the water mill, and also if I build another civilization I can construct a road. So I'll have to go through archery first, and that's good. And that and that. Oh yeah, so you need element house ruin as well. So I will end up building these anyway. So that's fine. And you can see my civilization's grown. I have now managed to encompass the elephant and the extra gold. And I think they're going to try and head over here into my civilization and try and steal something. So before they can do that, I'm going to attack them. How did we not kill them? Oh, bloody annoying. Okay, we're nearly done with our workers. There's 4 moves left. Let's attack them from behind. And because we're on top of a hill now, we can see the area around it, and we can see that a really good place to build would be down. I was about to say down here, but it's just lands. It's just dust, so that's not very good. Here would have been good, but someone's already got it. So we might end up going inland. We've got jungle here. We've got cattle. Okay, so next turn. So you're just constantly keeping your mind open to your surroundings and what you're building, and you know your mind shouldn't always be on military strength and growth. You can be an incredibly powerful military civilization whenever you want. So if you've got a lot of gold coming in, you can basically build an army in about 25-30 moves, and they'll be good. They'll be very, very powerful, especially if you've been building barracks and you've been building wonders that benefit that. And again, another social policy, so now we can get our food growth, and now my citizens are happier and the growth has gone up as well. Sorry, production has gone up too. So we're doing really well. You notice that I think that was on 4 and 3 and it's jumped up, so what's happened is the amount of time it's taken me to build units and build buildings has dropped because food's gone up and my civs are happier. So those two are contributing together. I'm going to build a settler. I really do need another town. And these workers that I built need orders. So on the left hand side here I can move them. I can tell them to go and cultivate the gold, but to be honest, if I just hit automate, they're going to do it on their own, so I can just leave them to it. I normally get around about between 10 to 15 workers, because that will give me lots and lots and lots of cities being developed and grown as quickly as possible. So we'll just wait there. Please ignore the Pantheon stuff, it's the DLC, so it's just running. That's fine. Oh, in a rare move they decided to attack us.
Thou shalt.
We need to heal up. So, because we discovered animal husbandry, we can now see horses on the map, which just popped up, and conveniently they're right inside my borders. Woohoo! So we will get horses, which allow us to build very fast, effective units, which is very good to, if you like. If you've got cavalry units, then if you get barbarians and they just popped up here, you can just ride out, get them right back. Whereas these guys would take, 2 goes, whereas a cavalry unit would only take 1 go. So in this next turn, as I go through the next turn, they'll heal. So now they're stronger than them, so if they do decide that they want to attack me, they're going to lose. I'm going to do that a couple of times. Don't worry about ending turns, especially in the early game. Trust me, you're going to be spending so much time in the late game making moves. It'd be a pleasure just hitting this button a few times in the space of a few short minutes. Ah, goddamn, another unit. Right, we do really need to heal. There's no point trying to attack because they're just going to attack us. So. It'll be interesting to see where these guys go, if at all. Right, we're back in the green now, so we're good to attack. Oh, we met England.
We are pleased to meet you.
So the first time that you meet a civilization, the first thing that they'll do is they'll just say hello, so you can just say goodbye. But later on, you want to go to this trade screen, and you want to trade stuff. So if I say, what would you give me for gold?
Would you be interested in a trade agreement with
You can see that they want to pay me, which is good, which is fine, but gold for gold, pointless. But normally I would trade like gold for luxury resources like silver and pearls and stuff like that. Also, you can just here to be friends. Very early on, they're not likely to be your friend because they're neutral to you, so you need to start trading with them. You need to start playing nice with the civilizations that they protect. So watch out on the right hand side here as you get indicators of what other civilizations are doing, and try to remember what's going on. Right, so I'm going to take this. Try not to lose too much in the process. We got gold. Gold is good. Can we purchase anything? We can purchase a warrior and a scout. Let's build a scout, because then he can explore the rest of the tiles that are around me. I can bring these warriors back home to defend my my borders. So we have to wait a turn before we can action anything. Unfortunately, those barbarians are moving up, and I've got a unit promotion. So it's tempting just to hit, like I said before, heal, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give them a medic, and I'm going to move them inside my borders, and they'll heal faster. Here's my scouts. So I'm just going to automate their moves, and they're just going to go out exploring. So this is looking really good now, and we've got a really good start to the game. My borders have grown, my civilizations have grown, and I've started to encompass some key... crap.
I have to...
So we survived that. Only just though, so let's fortify because they're likely to try and attack us again. So let's just pray we've got enough strength to withstand another attack. Okay, so let's hit next turn again. And now we're kind of on equal strength, so the likelihood is that hopefully try not to attack us. And we've got another social policy, so this time we're going to Liberty route. So I'm on that free Civ. Settler, sorry, I don't need to see saying so. Okay, so you can kind of see how this is going to go, and we take another. Once we get this Civ now, we're going to move into another ideal situation, probably up here. Try not to put them too far away, because if you put them too far away, you're not going to be able to. You need to build roads between towns, which your workers will do automatically, but if building them really far away, they're in danger of getting attacked by Barbarians, as you can see here. And it's just going to take ages, so what are we going to do? Yeah, let's attack them. Let's get that over and done with. Then what we'll do is we'll use our warrior to escort our settlers up into this area, and you can see that the game is saying, look, here's a really good place to build your town, and they're right, because we've got a lot of jungle, which jungle's not very good, but sometimes citrus is. Maybe we won't go here, we might be going over here, but we'll wait and see. So let's just quickly jump to what it looks like when you've got 300 turns under your belt. So that's 10 times. I think that turns we've just done there. So in this game, what happened was that I had to build a few military units very, very quickly, because one of the other civilizations, which I can't remember the name of, decided to be incredibly aggressive from the north, and just started building civilizations and towns on my doorstep, which really pissed me off. I asked him not to do it, and he got denounced a few times by a few other civilizations, so that basically ended up with him getting just completely destroyed. So you can see that I own all of this section here. If we use our menu here, we can see our unit list. We have about 9 workers, and they're all working and building improvements. We've also got we've got a very small but very powerful army, which I'll show you in a second. In terms of our technology, I've been very careful to grow slowly and pretty much got everything. And then I've kind of gone down 2 routes. I've gone down the military route and right through the middle. I think banking and economics are just logical. You need to get to those as soon as possible, and you can see the gold coming in is now at 365. That's a huge amount of money, and it means I can go in at any time and I can just purchase outright any of these after a couple of goes, because I'll have over 1,000 in 3 goes, and I can buy military units as I like. What I tend to do is once I start the money rolling in, is I'll get my central cities just building natural wonders, and natural wonders, as you can see, just they bring in a huge amount of benefit and affect all your resources, your culture, your science, and also contribute to your great people, who are very, very useful. So great captains sit with your army, and in the north here I have 2 generals. I've got one here, and I've got another one somewhere around here. Oh yeah, here. And they travel around with the military units, and they can sit on the same tile as the military unit, and they add a huge amount of combat bonus. A great engineer will allow you to bring down the production time to 1. So I'm building a natural wonder at the moment, and what I could do, an engineer, if I used him, would bring that down just to 1 turn. So a really good idea is to keep them until you get like a really big one. So if it says 29 goes, you start it, you activate the engineer, and you've got 1 turn left. Scientist allows you through scientific research. Artist starts golden age, and great merchant you can take to another civilization, and you can use him, and he will bring in a massive amount of gold for you just for 1 turn. You can see up here I've got a few units. The Minutemen are here, and they're protecting the south borders. In the middle I've got all my artillery and my archers, and then in the north again I've got more Minutemen. And that's because that was the civilization I took out. And up here I've got China and Holland, Holland are friendly. That's good. The Maya, I waged war on them, so basically they've only got one civilization left, so that's why they don't like me. But this is what I mean is make sure you're friendly with big civilizations. So you do that by trading.
Continue.
So I say, you know, what will you give me for this? I accept, and he says, oh, that's very good. That gives me the opportunity to click on Declaration of Friendship, but I think I'm already friends with him, so that's fine. Again, let's go into Denmark. Again, let's trade. Ah, wine for porcelain. Brilliant. Okay, so set that. So now it connects wine to my network, and again, that's going to help happiness. And so on and so forth, really. You kind of want to keep that open. So in a single move, you might be moving all of your military units, so that's 10 moves. You've got, keep an eye on this, you've got your diplomacy, so, you know, a move can take 4 to 5 minutes, and it really gets very, very, very interesting. So yeah, that's kind of how you play Civ. I don't think I've got any games on here which are longer. Oh yeah, I do. 600. Okay, so let's load the Japanese. So if my memory serves me correctly, I own pretty much all of the middle, and I'm attacking America to the east. So let's just. Thing is, with the Japanese Empire, it is a very aggressive state and a very scientific state. So you can either go for science with them, or just go all outright war. Like I say, I don't normally build armies and take them on. I find it quite boring. But you do have to defend your borders, and I guess Washington just didn't give me any choice. And also, when you take civilizations, you know, it adds a massive amount of unhappiness until you can build a courtroom. So, you know, it's just hassle taking over other empires. It's not always the easiest thing. So, yes.
The city's
Thank you. 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 Brilliant. Right, so let's zoom out. Yeah, so you can see on the unit over here, I own all of the right hand side. Over here, this is Germany, and Ottomans, and they're friendly with me. How amazing! Talk about being friendly with the right people. So basically, Germany is pinned in between an incredibly but very friendly state of mine and me. So in terms of military units, we have tanks, rocket artillery, mechanized infantry. We are on the very last stage. And in 3 turns we're going to get a scientific victory. And I've done that just by keeping them off my asses. I've been told to choose production. There's so much stuff you can build now. I'm just going to go for a hydro plant. This is my mechanized infantry. Let's see them in action. Yeah, they've got no chance. Just raise it. Don't care. I've got so much happiness, it doesn't bloody matter. So, unit needs orders because they can keep moving. I'll just repair them next turn. And you can see all the cities that I built right from the beginning, like capital. They're all connected. The little connection sign underneath just shows that they're all connected, and that enables me to grow much faster. They're denouncing me, don't care. You can also see that I've changed the production of almost all the cities now to gold, focus on gold. You can do that just by clicking on it. Change production.
The city screen provides a detailed...
And then just click onto other, you've got wealth. I don't need to build any of these, they're not very relevant. No point building an army now. We've already got other cities that can do that. What have the Ottomans done? Ottomans have probably... They've denounced Germany. Okay, so let's do the same.
Also, raus damit.
You can see he's across from me, so discuss.
Macht schon.
Yep. Screw you. Another unit promoted. Heal. Choose production. See, the thing is that you've got so many towns and cities at the moment. I've just taken that, so I'm going to build a courthouse. I've got 1,548 gold coming in. So the likelihood is that as soon as see the little chain stops me from building in this city by using cash, that will go in a couple of moves, and then I can just buy a courthouse and buy all the crap to put in it. Bye bye. China's over here, so this just doesn't like me getting my mechanized robots. You can see that he now agrees with me. Germany's an idiot. Fantastic. And I think we're about to win this future tech, so let's wait. Let's just go next turn. So we've got one more move. So what do I want to build here? Stock exchange for money, and here just stay still. Giant mechanized robot, clearly you have to move it, so let's just move it here, choose production, market. Hey, see, this is what I mean, right? So if I go to purchase now, I can buy a butt ton of stuff. So food, culture, happiness, production, market for food and production, happiness, there you go. Brilliant, boom, done. Money. I don't want to move you. Okay, we should win now on this turn. So, you can now see one of the endings, which is the scientific ending. Do look away now if you don't want to see it. Oh, okay, fine. There's a hell of a lot the game has to think about, which is probably why it's taking a little bit of time. Any minute now. Don't worry, your browser has not crashed. It is just thinking about all of the stuff it's got to do. It's thinking about how it's going to reward me and pat me on the back and say how awesome I am. There you go.
Past is over.
There you go. Technically, because I've already done it, it's already telling me that I've won. So you're not going to get to see it, unfortunately, but I forgot that. But it doesn't matter. At least you got to see all that stuff, which is great. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully my friend will get a better idea how to play Civ, and you'll really want to play it. Thanks very much.